In this video, I am going to share my experiences with workflow learning. Please watch till the end to get the complete information. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am Anup, a techie and content creator. I started my unconventional journey during my teenage as a blue-collar minimum wage worker and progressed as a multi-skilled techie earning 6 figures, leveraging 2 decades of unique combination of parallel academic progression, work experience, and self-directed learning. On this channel, I share inspiring and authentic educational content related to career, productivity, and self-improvement to help people live their best life. If you are interested in this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. Let me give you an example of workflow learning. If you are working on a project and you have stuck somewhere, you have encountered an issue that you have not faced before. Instead of bothering your manager, you open up YouTube and search for the ways others have resolved this issue. You magically find a video that explains your situation. It not only explains the root cause but also gives the solution. If you have done this before, congratulations. You have done something called as workflow learning, learning in the flow of work. In my case, I have never produced a formal video. I am incorporating workflow learning for shooting and uploading videos for this YouTube channel. I have another example where I have never built a website, but I have incorporated workflow learning to set up my blog. The process is not overly disruptive. It allowed me to make progress and learn new stuff and explore new things along the way. Let's define workflow learning. Workflow learning simply means that you are having ability to access an answer or a short piece of information without disrupting your work. This term was coined by Josh Bersin that took the learning and development world by storm. It is commonly referred as learning in the flow of work. The most important thing to remember here is work and learning both are happening simultaneously in workflow learning. Here are the main components of workflow learning. For workflow learning to happen, there are some crucial things that are required. The learning content must be accessible easily, similar to YouTube. YouTube is one good example for going through the workflow learning. And the information must be accessible at any place, at any time. Similar to YouTube again. YouTube can be accessed on a mobile device or it can be accessed on the web. The information is easily accessible. And the information also should be relevant and engaging to the learner, which means that the information relevancy is important to address a specific problem, and it should be engaging so that learner can easily follow and get the sense of the information that he is consuming. This ensures positive learning experience and maximum retention of information. There are 3 main components of workflow learning. So the first one is accessibility, and the second one is relevancy and engagement, and the third one is the time of need. These are the key driving forces for the workflow learning to take place. Let's go back to the YouTube example. With the help of YouTube and the keywords, we were able to search the issue that we ran into and we could resolve it in minutes. And YouTube is easily accessible at any time, anywhere. So YouTube has some pros and cons. The information is not thoroughly researched and it is not always safe for work. But in our case, we were able to solve that issue and move ahead with the project. Here is an example of how I recently implemented workflow learning for one of the requirements. I had a requirement to set up a blog for publishing career related content. I have never published a blog or set up a website before. I wanted to create a new website and publish content related to career on anupkarumanchi.com. I researched on the internet, watched some YouTube videos and browsed some sites and found some high-level steps. They detailed out on how to set up a website. So initially you have to buy a domain and buy hosting and install WordPress, set up theme and publish your content. So these are some steps I vaguely understood from that. I started taking action on each step. As I progress, I'm again getting into issues and again I had to do the same iterative approach so that I was able to get past each issue and make progress and learn new stuff, and I was able to set up a blog. At the end of it, I had a finished product that I can use, and I also have the learning experience that I got from this whole process, which I can reuse it over and over again in a structured manner. So this is how I implemented workflow learning. There are pros and cons that I observed with workflow learning during my experience. First, let's talk about pros. You are able to learn new skills and experiment with new areas of work and also explore new possibilities. And I loved that part of my experience. And coming to cons, it took a lot of time for me to research, experiment, and follow that iterative approach and arrive at a finished product. I had some time, luckily, and I was able to do that. If you are in a time crunch, workflow learning is kind of a lengthy process to take, or maybe in my case, I could have hired a consultant or a developer to set up my blog. He could have done that maybe in hours, for which I took days or maybe weeks. So maybe you can decide for yourself whether to follow workflow learning or not. Have you ever followed workflow learning? Comment below and let me know, and keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have got some value out of it. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next one.